Hello, I'm BOODFM and welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me today in what is just an easy, hopefully easy, simple guide on how you can add your own logos, kits and faces to Football Manager 2019. It is really a simple process. Some people think it's quite complicated, but once you get your head into it and you realise how easy it is, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. Honestly, you can change logos, you can change your kits while you're playing the game. If you get bored with the kit you've got, if you've got a custom team, you can put your own logos in your own kits. You can put your own face into the game. You can change a regen's face, and you can create a character and give them a face. So in today's episode, what we're going to do is I've made a fictional club. I'm going to show you what they look like without kits and logos. It's probably a site you're very familiar with whenever you've made a custom team, maybe. Or they haven't got the kits in the game. So I'm going to show you what the club looks like, and then we're going to put the logo in for the club, we're going to put the kits in for the club, and then we're going to give one of their regen players a face, and I'm just going to show you the process of how I do it. I don't know if it's the best way or a bad way, but it's the way I do it. I think it's quite easy, simple, and it works, and that's all that matters really, isn't it? So I'm going to try and take you through it step by step. So yeah, thank you for checking out this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you smash the like button, support my channel. If you are new, feel free to subscribe, I really would appreciate it. Make sure you go and check out my other content. I've got a long running Let's Play series with Denton Villa. Go and check it out, I love it. I also have a weekly series, which is a Journeyman series called The Road to Anywhere. Go and check that out too. Playlist will be down below in the description. Right, enough talking, let's get into it. Now we'll start here with the custom team I've created just for the purposes of this experiment. Harchester United. Some of you may know who they are, some may not. It's a fictional team based on an English TV programme that ran many years ago. Great series. So I've used these as my experiment club. So I've created them in the editor, and you'll see when you don't have kits or logos, you get given standard kits and logos. So you'll see up there at the top we've got a standard logo, which is rubbish. We want the real logo. We need that extra little bit of realism on Football Manager. You'll also see the kits. Now some of you might be more familiar with the basic kits you get, because not every kit pack is in the game. You can go to some countries and you don't have the kits in. Now I'm going to show you a website I use. I'm just going to try and talk you through it all, and at the end of it, Harchester United will have a logo, they'll have the kits in, and their star player, or one of their star players, will have a real face. I'm going to take you through it step by step, but first I think I need to show you where I get all my stuff from. And it is this website. It's called Sort It Out site, and I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of other ones out there, but I think this is the best. They have more stuff. Now you do have to pay, I think it's a certain little fee, a yearly fee. It's not a lot of money. It's worth it, I think, because you get the best stuff here. You'll notice here on the menu, you've got all your essential menu, you've got all your license fixes, so you can get all the real names if you want them. Wonder Kid list, face pack lists. So I got all my faces from on my game. Kit packs, endless amounts of kit packs. Really brilliant amount of kit packs. Logo packs, which is for your clubs. Backgrounds if you want them. It is awesome. So this is what I use, and I would recommend you use it too. If you've not heard of them, check them out. They've not paid me any money. They don't even know I'm doing this. I just think they're the best, so I recommend them. So what you need to do is, because sometimes you might not have this, is you need at least a logo. Before you can add anything or change anything, you need a logo pack in game. So I'd always recommend find a website, download some face pack, so you've got faces in the game, download some kit packs, all that good stuff, and then you've got them ready made there to edit, to do whatever you want with. Now we're here on my documents, and if we go on to Sports Interactive, if you've got the game you'll have this. Documents, Sports Interactive, click on it, click on Football Manager 2019. Now you'll see all these files. Games, that's where your save game goes. So if you ever download a save game, just pop it in there and you'll be able to play it. All that good stuff. But what we want is the graphics folder. Now sometimes you don't have one. If you don't have a graphics folder, all you've got to do is right click, new, folder, make yourself a graphics folder. Obviously I've already done that, and I've highlighted it in big letters so you can see it. If we click on the graphics folder, the computer, once it's got one, knows that's the graphics. So you just chuck all your graphics in here. So I've got all my face packs, my kit packs, my logo packs, any extra pictures, my trophy pack, which is a great addition. You can get that and sort it outside. So you've got all the real trophies as well. Nice touch to the game. But once you've got the certain parts, you can change them up then, because they've already got the config file, which is something I can't create, right? It's well complex. You need to be a computer programmer. So what should we do first? Should we do the load? No, let's do the kits first. So open the kits. Now you'll see at the minute, normally I have loads. This year I've been a bit busy. Normally I download all the extra kit packs, so I've got as many in the game as I can. You just download one and you drag it in here, and that's it. It's that simple. You go into the game, and I'll talk you through that a bit later. But once you follow the steps I'm going to show you, it is super simple, right? So in here you'll see all the kits I've got. That's from my series with Denton Villa. Check it out. And then a few extra kits I've got along the way. All the English kits, all the way down to non-league. Now the beauty of this, right? I've made Harchester United. They're in the English Premier League. Now when you want to add kits to it, you don't need to find an English Premier League kit pack. It doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter, and I'm going to prove that here and show you why. You just need any kit pack. You just need a config file from a kit pack. So for example, we're going to use the Switzerland. So if we click on Switzerland here, it'll open up and you'll see these are all the kits from the Swiss top league. Brilliant ones. Got some extra ones there if you want to use them. It's up to you. But you'll notice they've all got names, right? Now it doesn't matter if Switzerland, don't matter. The most important thing that matters is this, the config file. Now, I've got a specific program to open it, right, from a package I have for my editing software. But you can open it with Notepad. You'll have something on your computer to open it with. So you just right click on it and see what you've got. And go to open with. And you can open it with several things. Look, I've got this, I'm going to use Dreamweaver. But you can use Notepad, WordPad. You'll have something, that's all that matters. Once you've opened it, it's just basic computer code. Now this is the config file opened up, and it is, look, it's just programming. I couldn't make this. I wouldn't even want to try and make it, right? But it is super simple to add to it. Really simple, honestly. Some people overcomplicate it, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the kits. Obviously, we need some kits. So brilliantly, last night I prepared some, really easy. I mean, I can maybe make a video on this one day. You need a certain program, but you can do them yourself. You can also find them ready-made. You just need to go on Google. This video is not about how to make the kits, it's how to get the kits in the game. So you'll see there I've made a home kit. We've got a logo and a sponsor. We've got the away kit. And then we've got the logos and the picture ready to go. So what we need to do is get them kits in, right? All you got to do is name them. So I've named them Harchester 1. It don't matter. You could have Harchester Home. Whatever it is, you need to name them, right? So I've gone for Harchester 1 for the home kit, Harchester 2 for the away kit. So now I've opened up the other folder, the Swiss League. Like I said, it can be any, doesn't matter what it is. I'm just showing you this as an example, right? Now I'm going to get them two. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to open up my other file and I'm going to paste them into there, right? Now they're in there with everything else, but the computer needs to be able to pick them up. That's what the config file is all about. It's just basic computer code. So you need to go back into the config and set it up. Now before you go back into the config file, there's something really important, and I recommend you get a pen and a pad, is ID numbers. Every club, stadium, player, staff member, anything in the game that requires a graphic has an ID number. Now I've revealed the ID numbers. I've gone to preferences and I've opened the IDs up. Now if you look up here, you'll see Harchester United, blah, 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 but you'll see the IDs on show here. That number is important. If I want to attach anything to this club, i.e. the kits or the logo, I need the ID number. So whatever club it is you're changing, make sure you've got it to hand and you know what the ID number is. Now we're back here into the config file, but one thing I will give you, and it's a tip, right? And I've had to deal with this many times. I've been talking to someone this morning about the exact same thing. If I create a club in the editor, right? The first club I create will be given a specific club ID, okay? If you go into your editor, even though you could live in America, you've gone into your Football Manager editor and you've created the first club in your editor, custom club, the computer will give you the exact same ID. So if you've already got a custom team with logos and kits, or you've downloaded someone else's database with custom logos and kits, yeah, chances are you're going to have the same code clashing, right? So you can't do it. You've got to make sure that codes don't clash or the computer won't pick them up. So you might put this in and go, it's not working, Bood. I've followed every step you've said and the kits aren't showing up. But that'll probably be because you've either put the wrong code in, or B, you've already got a graphic in with that code, right? So just be wary of that. Do you know what I mean? If you've never touched it before and it's the first time you're doing it, you'll be fine. So I've written down my code and this is it. This is easy as it is. The kits are in the file. We're now in the config. All you've got to do is, right, copy 2 lines. So we're going to copy the first one, which is Basil, right? Don't worry about the third one. We've only got 2 kits, so that's all we need is 2 lines, right? Right click it, copy, go back to there, return twice, so you've got the space, click at the top space, right click it, paste, right? And I don't like that gap, so I'll get rid of that gap. So there you go, you'll see Basil 1 and 2 have been copied twice, okay? So what we're going to do is you'll click there and delete. Now you remember I called the home kit Harchester bottom dash 1. So that's all we're going to do. Harchester bottom dash 1. Go down to the next line, delete. Harchester bottom dash 2. Now that's the kit 1 and 2, but the computer needs to know where to attach them kits to. That's why you need your club ID, and that's this part here. So obviously Basil's ID is 1849, nice and short. Our ID is massive, 208 208 25 30. Now, as an example on that part I was just talking about, I created this club for my series Denton Villa. So they get the first ID code, which ends in 28, right? I then created another club called Manchester Central. They got the next ID code, which was 29. This is the third club I've created. So they've got the ID at the end 30, right? Do you get me? So the first club you create would have the same code as Denton Villa, the first club I created. So that's just got to remember that things can clash. So sometimes when it's not working, just make sure you haven't got any other graphics that are clashing with your new graphics. Right. I hope that's clear enough. Right, second line, it's got a copy of the same code, 208 208 25 30. That's it. Go up to File on whatever you're using, click Save. That easy. We've clicked back now, and it's time to get the logos in. You have 2 logos, a big logo and a small logo. So we go to Logos here in the Graphics folder. Europe. The guy who made this, I think, was French, because he's England's Angleterre. Doesn't matter. As long as you know what your country is in France, but you might find a different pack. This is the one I've got. It's a good one. So open Angleterre. Don't worry about competitions, although you can change that if you want. If you want to add the new FA Cup logo, or your league you're playing in's got no logo, you can add your competition logos. It's brilliant. But we're going into the clubs, and we're going to start off with normal. It's the easiest one to see. Now, when it comes to sizing your logos for this, the best way to do it is to get one of these. So I got Aldershot's logo because it's round like Harchester's. I copied it and I pasted it into my photo editor, and then I just chucked on my logo on top of it, deleted the Aldershot one from underneath it, and you're left with your logo the right size, right? Dead easy. It's easy, honestly. So all we need to do is open up the other file, find the big folder, and you'll notice already I've named this with the club ID. It's a bit different than the kits, so you need to name it, just name it with the ID of the club, right? Grab it. Actually, I'm not going to grab it. We'll right click it, copy it, right click in here, paste it. Now it should be at the very, very bottom. There you go. Can you see it? Lovely jubbling. You'll notice in a minute when they all load up, like I said, there's Denton Villa. That's the very first code we all get. You, me, Bob down the road, your Auntie Maureen, we'll all get that code on the first club to create, second club, and so on. Just changes the digits at the end. Honestly, that's as simple as it is. So we need to open the config file. Here we are inside the file, and again, it's that simple. Just find a line, drag your thing across it, right click it, copy it, then obviously go back to the start, return, give yourself some space, go into that space, right click, paste it. Now all we know it's the same code apart from the last 2 digits. Delete that, put 30 at the end, delete that there, put 30 at the end, go to the top, save it. That's your goal. That's the big logo. So when you look at a main club screen or anything where the logo's quite big, that's the logo now in the game. But we need to put the small logo in. It's the same process, but this is the tiny little logo you'll see when you're looking at a league table and you see the tiny little logo. That's this one. Now we're here in the small logo file. Same thing, just the tiny logo, the one you see on the league table. From a distance, you can usually tell who's who, but when you zoom in, the pixels are so small. Rubbish. But it is a very, very tiny pixelated picture. Same technique, whatever picture editor you're using, be it Photoshop or GIMP or whatever it is, find a logo in here. It's maybe a shield or a circle, whatever suits your logo, similar kind of shape, just to makes it easier. Copy it, put it in your picture editor, then get your logo, wherever it is, just chuck it on top, right? And it'll size to that size. If it doesn't, just resize it to the same size, using this logo as a template. Then delete the original one and you're left with your logo at the correct size. Save it, happy days. Right, we need to go back into my folder, and I'm in the small folder. I'll show you now. To go back, I left them separate, the logos that is, because they both got the same name. So they can't be in the same file at the same time, can they? You'll see, because they're named after the club's ID. So same thing, right click it, copy it, go into your file, right click it, paste. Right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. You'll see now at the very bottom you've got Medenta Villa one, a central one, and now the team we're using now, which is Harchester United. Brilliant. But we need to edit the config file. Here we are inside the file. Again, same thing. Just return, create our space, copy a line here. Right click, copy, click into space, paste. Right. And again, it's the same process. We know the code's pretty much the same apart from the last two digits, which are 30. Save it. Now, there you go. We've changed config files. We've put the kits in a folder, a graphics folder for kits, and changed that config file. It's got the right code, the right name kit to match up with the kits. The match up. Altogether, the computer will see that and go, right, that kit is with that code, so I'll attach it to that club. Perfect. We've gone into the two logos, big logo, small logo, gone into the config file. The logos are in the right folder with the right name. So the computer looks at the config file and says that code there and goes, right, that logo is attached to that club. Perfect. But you'll load your game back up and you'll be like, it hasn't worked. There's a little trick. This is something you have to do, right? I don't know why they make you do this, but you do. Go up to your FM tab, click it, go down to preferences, click that, right? First thing I do is you go into the interface settings, the middle one, click it, yeah, and you'll see this option here. Same on any football manager, clear cache, clear your cache, right? Chucks you back out to here, right? I don't know why you have to do that, even though you're still thinking nothing's working. Go back, go to preferences. This tab down here called reload skin on the bottom right hand corner, click that. And when it finally reloads, it can take a while. There you go. That easy. Now if you do that and this hasn't worked, you've made a mistake. You've made a mistake. It's that simple. It is basic numbers. As long as the right things are in the right folders and you've gone into the config file and you put the right code in, the right digits, the computer will pick them up. So the computer is picking up the logo there. See at the top? It's picking up the kits, right? Easy peasy. And if we go onto a league table, it's picking up the small one as well. It's that simple, right? That simple. And I'm going to show you one last thing. It's pretty much the same process. If we go to players, I don't think he's the best player on the team. They haven't really got a squad here. It's like a regen squad. Because I'm just using this as an example of the experiment, right? But this show was massive. I love this show. Harchester United, Dream Team, brilliant show. Their star striker was called Carl Fletcher, right? I loved him. My son's called Fletcher. I love that name. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn their star striker into Carl Fletcher. We're not going to change his name. You could do that in the editor before game if you wanted to do that. You could create Carl Fletcher and then use this process to give him a real face to make it look authentic. All I'm doing now is just to show you and using his face as an example on how you can change people's faces. How you can, you know, Put yourself in the game, put anyone into the game. Here we are, and it's Joel Vernon. Just using him as an example. Now he's a regen, but that doesn't matter. You can still change his face. They're good. So, look at the top there. Got my pen ready. Can you see he's got an ID? I'm going to write that ID down, and we're going to go back into our folder. Here we are, back in the graphics folder. So what we're going to do is open the faces. Now this is a huge face pack. I got it's the cutout face pack. There's all different ones you can get. I like this one. Very rare. You don't have, I mean, there's some right random people in here. So opening up my Heartchester file, you'll see I've already prepared Carl, and I use the same process as I did with the logo. I opened up my picture editor software. I found a face, any old face. I copied it, put it in my picture software. I got Carl's face, chucked it on top of his face. Made sure it was the right size above him, so his head's the same shape. Deleted the underneath layer, and I was left with this. So if we copy him, and we just right click in here, and we paste, there you go. Now, as you saw, we've got Carl Fletcher's face. We picked a player in game, and we've named Carl Fletcher's picture after that player. So they've got their IDs match up. Dead easy. It's the same process. Again, all we're going to do is pick a line, press return, so we create a space, copy the line, right click it, copy, click into space, right click, paste, and then we've just got to change the code to whatever our code is, which is 19154011780. Again over here as well. So it's 54. I hate doing this. This is where you make mistakes, because there's that many numbers. Sometimes you'll just forget to press 1, and you'll go in and it's like it's not working, it's not working. So it's always good to go back, check, make sure your code's right, make sure you got the right digits. So 54011780. There we go. So if we save it again, jump back into the game, and there we go. Joel Vernon. It's got the right ID. We wrote the right ID down. We've attached that ID to Carl Fletcher's picture. Fletcher's picture's been put in a face pack. We've got into the face pack's config file. We've put the right line of code in. I've double checked it. We've saved it. Again, it doesn't work though. You have to go through the same process of FM, preferences, more interface settings, clear cache, FM, preferences, bottom right, reload skin. And there we go. Boom. Carl Fletcher's face. Now, like I said, not about what it's called. I'm just showing you how you can change a picture and put your own picture in. Change a player's picture. You don't like his face, you want to change it up to a better picture. You want to put yourself in it, your family in it, your brother in it, your dad. It's that easy. Right, before I go, I just want to sign off by saying, make sure you check out my Let's Play with Denton Villa. I love making it. We're into season 3 and something like that. But, you know, get through the first few episodes, it gets better and better. I think it's a great series. I love making it, and I think that comes across. I believe if you haven't checked it out, you'll like watching it. Also, I've got my weekly JOURNEYMAN series, which is brilliant. Best save I've played in a long time. And a lot of people seem to enjoy it. You might too. I'll put the links to both playlists down below. Also, I do want to make an editor guide, a full editor guide where I teach you how to make a club, player, staff, media, leagues, cups, even how to make your own kits and where to find the packs I use. It's just very time consuming. That is hard to do, but I do hopefully want to get my head into it. But before I do that, if you've got any questions, feel free to talk to me. Comment on this video down below. I'll always get back to you. I'm happy to help you if I can. I don't know everything, but if I can help you, I will. I love doing that. I love getting to know you guys and helping people. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. You've been absolutely brilliant. I've been Bood. I'll see you next time.